Welcome to another video here on the Giant Take YouTube channel. I'm Josh and I'm joined by my co-host Alex. We are here late, but we are here. Busy day for the both of us. But again, your Giants Daily content is not going anywhere. It's staying right here just a couple hours after when we normally do. Whatever. You know what? It's fine. We're getting right into it here. Day 7. It's time to go. Let's start out with Brian Daboll and what he said today. He said we're going to be working on first and second down in pads. Obviously, yesterday they weren't in pads. A lot of people were expecting the usual because at that point you were like, okay, every day they're going to wear pads. They didn't. Came back to pads today. There will be 9-on-7 run drill. So there was that happening today as well. He also said in his press conference a few other things, talking about Friday's Fan Fest because I believe they do not have open training camp tomorrow. I want to say they're off. Although I'm not 100% sure. I believe they're off tomorrow. Then they got Fan Fest on Friday because that's a little bit of a different practice atmosphere feel. Although I'll have to double check with the schedule. But he said he's excited for it. The more fans you have, the more juice and energy for the team, he said in quotes. And then he also talked about John Feliciano, the man who was working the Giants center. They signed this offseason, was working on the sideline yesterday, wasn't fully involved after having 4 days off with heat/exhaustion issues. It was a full go today at practice. And he actually looked good in a couple one-on-ones, specifically with Giants defensive lineman Dexter Lawrence. So that is very good news. So see him back already and also to do well. There was a little clip I saw actually of him versus Lawrence where Lawrence full on, I think it was him, like face planted into the ground, which was kind of like a learning moment. Whoever tweeted out said, like, this is a good learning moment for Lawrence because I guess Feliciano kind of just backed up and maybe Lawrence, like, had all his weight on him, so which basically had led him just falling onto the ground. So I guess there's a veteran right there trying to show the young guys the ways of defensive work, I guess. I don't know. Alex,
you're just talking random stuff at this point.
Just take it over for me from here.
All right, so now moving on to post-practice where they do interviews with the players. Wan'Dale Robinson actually came out and said that he figured it would be part of the plan to run some drills, some plays where he was at running back along with Saquon and Kadarius Toney. Obviously, they had that infamous play yesterday where all three of them were in the backfield, and I assume that is kind of what he was commenting on. Now going back to the practice, though, that's what people want to hear about. What happened today? So a second strong day for the Giants offense. Yesterday, Daniel Jones went 14-16. Obviously, 2 interceptions, so you don't want to talk about that. But besides that, 14-16. But today, wide receiver Kenny Golladay had his best day of the summer. He beat Adoree Jackson on deep ball and one-on-one drills. He caught 3 passes in the live 11v11 periods. And it's probably not a coincidence that this happened, considering he had a semi-off day yesterday. He had a rest day, and he came back today and looked extremely sharp. He didn't have one yesterday. It was Monday, actually, right, Josh? Yeah, it was Monday. So I don't know where I got yesterday from. But he had a kind of a rest day on Monday. Tuesday, he kind of got back up and running. Today, he looked really, really sharp. And his connection with Daniel Jones just looked really, really good overall. So that's exciting news to see. A nice back shoulder throw from Daniel Jones to Golladay in live drills.
Going on to some poor news, not injury related, but the Giants have placed offensive tackle Matt Gano, another free agent signing from this offseason, on the exempt/left squad list. Swing tackle is now an issue for the team. I've heard of the exempt list, I feel like. The /left squad part of that is something new to me. So basically, Talking Giants clarified, or Bobby, whoever tweeted it out, said the list is used for players contemplating retirement and opens up a roster spot to be used without cutting the player, which is completely like, good job, NFL. Didn't even know that was the thing, but good to know. Not good is our depth right now. Since Matt Gano is on that list, meaning he's contemplating retiring from the NFL, that leaves us with a hole. Does that make us look at free agents that are offensive tackles? I don't know how many are available. I don't know how many good ones are available at this point in training camp in early August. The Giants, right, are very high on the waiver wire, so they can wait until the end of training camp when everyone else makes their cuts and go in and make those signings. I think they're 6th on the waivers, so pretty high up there.
fifth. I know the exact.
Look at you with the specifics there.
Look
Fifth.
at that.
If they're sixth, though, then
I'm gonna look stupid. But
yeah.
Continue.
But I'll let you have that one. You sounded pretty confident. But anyway, yes, scary with Matt Gano there. Obviously not an injury, but whatever his decision is at the moment, it's a little scary for our Giants offensive tackle, swing tackle positions, especially when you were seeing. I know he was just trying it out, but I believe it was yesterday that our third round pick, 67 overall, Josh Azudu, was working as a swing tackle. And
yeah, if you look,
go on.
What I was just going to say is if you look today, what the second team was running, obviously that would be the swing tackle technically, both UNC guards. So Josh Azudu, like you just mentioned, and Marcus McKeithen playing the two tackle spots, obviously both natural guards. So interesting to see there that the Giants' depth at that position is very, very weak.
And it's I don't like that because Azudu's drafted in the third round to play guard for the New York Giants, and now he's working with the second team as a tackle, which is a position he's not familiar with, not used to, and not what we drafted him for. And I understand it's because it's a depth issue, but wouldn't you rather your rookie get more practice snaps at his natural position than that's something the Giants are like, heck, you know what? Let's just throw you out here and hopefully you're good at it and try you out because we have a depth issue. So that's something that's going to, it's unfortunate that that's the case, and it's going to have to stay that way, especially with Matt Gano on that list. But you got to just hope that when it comes preseason, at least for those snaps, Azudu gets practice at the guard position, not the tackle. I don't like that our third round guard pick is working as a tackle. But that's just, my opinion. I'm sure others relate.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's definitely not ideal. Marcus McKeithen, more than Josh Azudu, has the size to possibly play tackle. But I think Azudu is definitely a guard in the NFL. So it's unfortunate that he's getting those reps rather than the guard reps. Giants players who didn't practice today. We mentioned a couple of them already. So Matt Gano, like you said, he was on the left/exempt list. So he did not practice today. Antonio Williams, the running back, did not practice today. Ricky Seals-Jones, once again, did not practice today. That is like 5 or 6 days straight now. Robert Foster, after his injury yesterday, did not practice, and Rodarius Williams did not practice for unknown reasons. We don't know that yet. In terms of some reps here, D-line versus O-line, Andrew Thomas versus Kayvon Thibodeau. They went back and forth. Thomas won some. Thibodeau won some. Neal was going up against Kayvon Thibodeau at times as well. So overall, it was fun battles between those guys. And none of them really had a big win, or none of them really won drastically against the other. But it was a nice, fun competition today at camp.
Yeah, you mentioned Antonio Williams. He also got injured yesterday, I believe, so that is why he didn't practice today. There's also another clip out there from Bobby Skinner of Andrew Thomas going up against, who was it? I think O'Shane Zimenez.
Zimenez, yeah.
So that was a fun one there as well. They were kind of fighting for it a little bit, as your O-line, D-line matchups would be like, right? Something I do want to talk about, though, and we've heard this from the reporters that have been there and talking Giants guys. Our offensive tackle, our rookie, our high first-round pick, Evan Neal, has not looked good so far in training camp. Is this a worry for Giants fans? Sure. Is it a worry for us? No. Or for me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't speak for you, Alex. I'm just assuming you'll agree with me. My reasoning for this is if your guy, your rookie tackle, is coming into, first of all, a new offensive system with new coaches who are telling you new things, you're obviously going to struggle in the beginning. If you go into a new grade of school for us, right? We're going into our senior year. Probably in the beginning, I'm going to struggle a little bit, but you know what? I'll figure out my way there. If you're starting a new job, you might struggle a little bit in the beginning. That's just how it is. So this is what Neal is doing. He's not starting a new job, but he's playing for a new team with new coaches and new teammates, and he's got to learn. So the time to be bad, right, for what Neal has been, is now, in practice, in the early days of training camp, and maybe even in the early games of preseason if it comes to that, and then hopefully by the season he'll be okay. I don't think it's a reason for us to worry. If you want to worry as a Giants fan, you're just like that, fine, but I'm not worried.
No, I wouldn't be concerned at all. I mean, we saw what happened with Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas not only struggled throughout his rookie season in training camp, he struggled throughout his entire rookie season. So, and look how he's turned out now into one of the better tackles in the NFL. So, I'm not concerned at all. Even if he struggles a little bit this season, I expect him to struggle this season, if you want me to be honest. I would be shocked if he just goes out there and starts rolling. Some tackles have. We saw Rashawn Slater last year did that. But a lot of times, tackles that come into the NFL, it's one of the toughest positions to transition to from college, besides probably quarterback and cornerback, ironically. I think offensive tackle is the hardest position to transition to, and you always see that. But I think I'm not concerned about that whatsoever, and I think Evan Neal will be just fine. He just has so much natural ability, so much talent. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, just like imagine, right? You're spending, how many years did he play at Alabama? I'm just like trying to figure it out right now.
3 years. He was a junior.
Okay,
so
yeah,
years.
so 3 years. So you spend 3 years at Alabama, 3 years with the same coaches telling you the same things, and then you go and offensive line coach Bobby Johnson's like, no, I don't know what you, I mean, maybe it's not completely different because obviously Alabama coaches, it's Alabama, so they probably know their stuff. But maybe Bobby Johnson's like, oh, maybe they told you to put your hand placement here. Move that like kind of 3/4 of an inch over here, like a couple inches to the right when you line up. Like, he's been doing that same thing that in college that the Alabama coaches told him for 3 straight years. And now Bobby Johnson's over here like, no, you got to change that a little bit. So it's natural, I would say, to struggle even. It's like I shouldn't say you're not supposed to seem good from the beginning, but it's not something to be nervous about. That's what I'm trying to stress here. But anyway, I know you're about to go to it, Alex, so I'll let you talk about Daniel Jones' stat line today.
Yeah, so Daniel Jones, like yesterday, had a similar stat line. He ended up going 9 of 10 today, but no interceptions, which is good in the live drill period, with 1 drop. So that's definitely good. He got the ball all around, spread it to different receivers, but specifically to Kenny Golladay multiple times. And he had the throw of the day and the catch of the day to Kenny Golladay, like I was mentioning, that back shoulder throw, which was certainly very impressive. We've been asking Jason Garrett, because he's not here anymore, we asked Jason Garrett to draw up those types of plays for the whole season. It happened once with Jake Fromm at quarterback, and we didn't see it at all besides that. And hopefully we see it a lot more this season with Kenny Golladay and Daniel Jones under Mike Kafka and Brian Daboll.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this training camp video. Day 7, we're a week in, and we're still going strong. So thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button down below. Drop a like on this video. Some other social media places to I guess, help us and follow us on there is going to be in the video description. So you can go check that out. Thanks for watching again. See you next time for another video. Peace.